Is Albert Hammond Jr. from the Strokes solo music slop or not? Let's find out. Okay, first thing we need to go over is what is slop. Second thing we're going to go over is how to detect it. 3 is how much of his catalog is or isn't slop. 4 is he talented regardless. And finally, we're going to conclude with whether you and other people are going to think it's slop or not. So without further ado, let's get into it. What is slop? Here we have the music matrix. Here's energy. You could say intensity as well, from 0 to 11, Spinal Tap reference. Here is catchiness. You could say how memorable a song is, how iconic a song is in general on average. And that's from 0 to 10 as well. This is very good for putting songs. You can put individual songs in here well. And if you talk about an artist, some people might average. Some people might look at all of the songs and then say, well, cut off these ones. I like these ones. And these ones put here and these ones go there, like yada, yada, yada. But in general, if something's less than a 7 in terms of catchiness overall as a song, it is going to be called slop. It's going to be in this range. If it's high energy and it's above a 7, it's sufficiently catchy. It passes the cutoff. Then it's called rock if it's high energy. And if it's low energy, it gets called pop if it's catchy. If not, it gets called slop, unless maybe you're a fan of that genre or that band in particular. You might say, well, that's just indie, even though it's like unlistenable. Yeah, it's unlistenable indie. It's just slop. It doesn't even get a name. Versus if you take an indie song that's like really good, like a Caged Elephant, like Cigarette Daydreams, which is probably like here, but it's so catchy, it gains. When you go across this line, it gains. People will call it indie, yeah, but they'll also call it pop. They're going to add the word to it, right? And likewise, when you go up across the line, it's pop rock, indie pop rock, or it might be like indie punk rock. You know, it's kind of poppy indie punk. Poppy indie punk is rock. You know what I mean? So people do that. Now, how do we figure out? So this is like, how do we figure out what is the slop? How do we detect it, right? Because when something's between a 0 and a 3 in terms of energy, it's music that people fall asleep to. If it's a 3 to 7, it's people, music people dance to. And then from like a 7 to 11 is where people want to get into a fight. It's a mosh pit, those kind of things. But how do we detect where a song is past the catchiness threshold or it's not? So for that, to detect slop, first we know slop is less than a 7 in terms of catchiness. That was thing 1. Now we're looking at how to catch slop in the act, how to find slop, how to determine. So here we have the catchiness index. You're going to see on the bottom left here we have corny. If something's completely, so basically a lot of things go into catchiness. The number one thing is how predictable or not predictable a song is. On average, you like it to be kind of balanced and or maybe a little zany, but somewhere in between there, and that's the money zone. If something's completely incoherent, it's going to be slop guaranteed. It doesn't make any sense. It goes nowhere. You can't follow it. It's not memorable. It's just noise, white noise. And if something's completely boring and predictable, you blur it out. It's just slop as well, right? If something's in this money zone between, let's say, Back in Black by AC/DC and Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen, it is still a chance of being slop. It could still be total slop, right? There could be a slop thing here and a slop thing here, and they average out to be slop in the middle still, right? But you actually do have a chance of making something that's primarily going to be enjoyed by fans of that genre, even if most people don't like it. And then stuff where everyone's going to be like, wow, this is really great. I really like it. It's really catchy. And so now when we look at that, we kind of go, we know what slop is. We know how to detect it. Now, how much of Albert Hammond Jr. solo music, rhythm guitarist from the Strokes, that is Albert Hammond Jr., most fashionable of the Strokes. Oh, my God, Julian, don't kill me. Don't kill me. Julian's working with Norman Finkelstein and Mossad to kill me. Ah! That's a good joke for anyone who gets it. There you go. Anyways, catalog audit. We have an OnlyFans catalog. OnlyFans model. This is the relative ratio of the quality of songs versus how much there is overall in the catalog of each of those different quality songs. So like an interesting one to look at to just get this idea down is, something like a less than 50-50. Like this is where things get tricky when you talk about is it slop or is it not when you're talking about a band as a whole. Because someone like David Bowie, most people go, wow, he's got 10 or 20 like really incredible songs that are super good, catchy hits. But relative to the 800,000 songs he's released, it's most of it, what he's released, is unlistenable, right? Because he's just released so much. A Broken Clock is Right twice a day, right? And I think, admittedly, that was kind of part of David Bowie's strategy, was just, I'm going to, in every single 3 to 5 year period, find the greatest, best people who are doing the most cutting-edge stuff and assemble a band full of them and just make music with them. And hopefully one or two of them is incredible. And then he just did that like 10 times in a row. And so he's got 20 or 30 songs that are incredible, but he's got so much music that's unlistenable. On average, if you just go off average quality, you'd say David Bowie makes unlistenable music, which in a macro sense, you're like, yeah, but he also makes really highly listenable music as well, right? So this is where it gets tricky. So this is an OnlyFans model, right, up here, what I mentioned earlier, which was, interestingly, it's a lot of stuff that the fans, pretty much the entire catalog is stuff that if you're a fan of that style or that genre or what the artist is doing, you're going to get a ton of mileage out of the catalog and be super happy with it. But if you're just a regular listener who doesn't know them, you're going to skip it when it comes on the radio or Spotify or something. You're just not, it's boring. Skip, right? But there's also likewise not a lot of stuff that's unlistenable either. So, you know, I love Frank Zappa, Slayer, Motorhead. Not Slayer, I don't like as much as I love Frank Zappa and Motorhead, but I do like Slayer. I love Zappa a lot. And admittedly, he's got like no hits. It took me forever to get into Zappa. I was going to do a book report on either Zappa or The Who in ninth grade. And I said, oh, I'll do Zappa because my dad told me choose Zappa. And so I went to go listen and I heard like 2 songs and I was like, this guy sucks. Let me change to The Who. And then immediately after I started listening to more Zappa, I was like, dang it, why didn't I just stick with Zappa? So that showed me. But let's get to Albert Hammond Jr. Oh, so here's the thing. I'm putting him at a 50-50, which means like maybe 3 albums of really great stuff that's like undeniable hit. 3 albums of stuff that's like, in this case, it's not 3 albums, maybe 2, because I know the size of his catalog. It's like 2. But basically 2 albums of stuff that's going to be great for fans, but not everyone. 2 albums of stuff that's great for everyone. Don't skip a single song. And 2 albums worth of stuff that's like, I'm not listening to that. I'm a fan. I like his music. I'm a fan of Albert Hammond Jr.'s solo music more than anything the Strokes have put out in the last like 2-3 albums. I would say on average, Albert Hammond Jr.'s catalog is better than The Void's catalog. I think The Void's has this, but maybe sloped a little bit down, kind of like not as extreme as David Bowie by any means. But The Void's, I think they have more just stuff that's too zany, it's too incoherent. I think Albert Hammond Jr. has too much stuff for me that is too corny or boring or predictable, right? So that was what I was saying. So the catchiness goes down, the memorability goes down. But also, here's the thing. He does have a lot of stuff like this, but admittedly, the stuff that I really like is only half of this or only a quarter of this because I only like the stuff that's sufficiently high energy, and most of it is low energy, which there's nothing wrong with. I can admit that it's good, but I'm not listening to it because I, in general, am not listening to low-energy music. I'm not listening to pop music. God, that scared the shit out of me. Holy cow, that was loud. Oh my God, how did that happen? Are you okay? Oh no, it's Julian Casablancas and Mossad and Norman Finkelstein. They're trying to get me. Oh no. What am I going to do? Nothing. What did you learn today? I learned nothing. Oh, I gotta move that again. What did you do at school? I did nothing. Why didn't you go to school? 'Cause it's cool to know nothing. It's cool to know nothing. Take a look at those kids on the street. I never miss a beat. I never miss a beat. I never miss a beat. Those kids on the street. Kaiser Chiefs, amazing. Now that is a band with a higher than 50-50 catalog. Same like the Hives. So let's look here. Talents, right? So Albert Hammond Jr., how good is the branding on his solo stuff? It's not. No one's talking about it. I'm the only one talking about it, and I'm upset about that. So he gets a red there because no one's talking about it. They should be talking about it, and there's no merch and there's no things. His scrap and his album covers are good, and he's like the whole suit he did with like Francis Trouble. That's his best album for me because that's the higher energy album. Then you get musicianship. Is it notable? Like, are people picking up guitar because they need to learn these songs? No one's. This is like virtuoso. It doesn't mean musicianship. Clearly, musicianship's good. It's mislabeled. It means, are people like listening to it in spite of the fact that the songs aren't good because it's so iconic? And wow, listen, it's like Van Halen 1. It made me go, I need to pick up the guitar. I need to play that right now. It's like, no, people aren't doing that. Maybe red's a little harsh, but well, maybe people would go like that. I don't know. But it's just like no one's heard it. And that upsets me. Maybe I'm just lashing out. Maybe I'm just angry that no one's listened to it. And then it's an album right after it just goes back to slop. Sorry, not slop. low energy music. I think it's one of the slop albums out of the six. I think he's probably got six albums about, and two are amazing, two are like fun for fans, and then two where I'm not listening to them at all, no matter what energy level I'm in the mood for. Songwriting, green. Green. I give him a green. But this means it's going to be controversial, whatever I say, because people who just care about brand and logos and clout, they're going to hate it. They're going to say, no, it doesn't pass the sniff test. He sucks. Clearly, because society told me he sucks. No one wants to buy his t-shirt. Right? I'm not saying that's right. I'm saying people who feel like that, they're going to say he's not good. And then people who just care about like shredding guitar riffs and like crazy cool music theory stuff, they're going to say, I'm not listening to it. It's not interesting. It's boring. And do I agree with them? No. But is that what they're going to say? Yes. People like songwriting are going to go, it's medium to good. So it'd be like a yellow green. Now, overall, so all this tells us is people are going to be split on the opinions. When you get a 50-50 catalog, most people, because the examples of 50-50 catalogs, like I'm saying Albert Hammond Jr. solo music is, that distribution is shared by Nine Inch Nails and Led Zeppelin. It's like those are the most iconic and widely beloved, two of the most iconic, widely beloved bands. Why is this not moving the way I want it to? And so it's just kind of like, yeah, people are going to still like it because of the catalog, but it's going to be the lack of talents that's going to really throw people off. And for me, as a rock fan, it's going to throw me off because it's mostly low energy stuff. And if I wanted low energy stuff, I would just go listen to the latest Strokes album and anything else on the radio. I hate it so much. There's no rock music being made. It's not even good pop music. It's almost all bad indie music. The entirety of I have a band. You do? You do? Do you suck? You do. You always do. I pray that you don't, and you always do. No one realizes this. If it's not catchy, it's not memorable, it's not iconic, it's not good, it's slop. I might do you a favor and listen to it and fall in love with it, but no one else will. And so what's the point of me doing that? Spending my time listening to your band when you couldn't have the respect to yourself to write, to do a second draft on a song to make it catchier? Guys, figure it out. Everyone's a work in progress, so you got to eventually put stuff out, you know what I mean, and just make the next songs, and then make the next songs, and keep working on things, right? You grow, you get better. If you look at my, that's a bad example. No, actually, the very first EP I did, the mixing and mastering's awful, and those aren't my tightest songs that we did with Black Licorice. Then the next couple are really good. But still, it's I think the song I did recently, Witch It, is even better, though. So it's how does it go? So here we go. Here are my top 10 songs. Most people think an average. So this is where people are going to say it is. This is where I'm going to say it is. T for 2. Say it matters, but it ain't for blood and it ain't for me. Tell all your friends that burn. And as we burn at both ends. Brief collisions in the passing lane. The turning signal lights me up, but nothing's changed. Red tape, silver line, something on it all the time. Is there anybody? And then you and I, that's just amazing. And then Set to Attack is amazing. Faraway Truths. Muted beatings in the on the winner in your race. Can't sing right now. It's pretty late when I'm filming this. And I've done 80 videos already. Automatic Line. I've literally done 16 videos in a row. I've been doing this for 9 hours straight. Automatic Line is great. Screamer. I want you. Woo woo. And so woo woo. And then strangers, how strange the feeling to be strangers who are strange for feeling we're all strangers. Say it matters. If it ain't for Blue, then it ain't for me. So tell all your friends as we been at both. And oh my god. Hotter, 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 down, 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 down. That's the wrong key. And then DSVL. Down, down, making hands. I don't really wanna tell. I'm alone in lovers' beds. I don't really wanna then. Don't really wanna you take me anywhere. Dun, 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 that you want to go. Dun, 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 dun. Rome was built on elephants. Dun, 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 dun. People and their homes. Dun, 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 dun. It's the wrong key on that riff. I've been found in neighbors' beds. I don't really want to. Oh, it's so good. It's such an amazing album. Francis Trouble, listen to it. It's amazing. Be patient. If you made it to this far in the video, did I get a bug bite? Scratching like a bug bite with my foot. I'm not wearing shoes. I'm not even wearing pants. I'm wearing shorts. It's hot in here. My brother's asleep in the other room, so I had to close the door, and now there's no ventilation. And so I'm heating up. I'm wearing shorts. That has nothing to do with what I'm saying. Oh, what was I talking about? Ah! Kick the stand. So tired I'm slap happy now. I don't give a shit. I'm going to stay awake for like 80 hours. Because I made a commitment to myself on make these videos. 6.4 on energy, 9 on catchiness. The controversy is actually not going to be low because the catalog is disparate. The catalog also jumps between energy levels. The really incredible hits, like the one of the 6 albums, is good, like rock album, amazing rock album, all-time greatest rock album. And then there's another album of all-time greatest slow, boring stuff, in my opinion, because it's slow. It's just slow. I get bored. I don't want slow music. If I want slow music, I'm going to get really catchy slow music, not just catchy enough slow music. And then 2 albums of medium intensity music. Like, it's just like medium quality indie music. It's like, I don't need that. I'm not listening to that ever. So for me, it ends up being 1 album out of 6 is incredible, and the rest I don't listen to. So I only get 1 album's worth, but the album's amazing. So I'm not upset, Albert. And then the fashion, the whole thing, the brand, that album, you were on point. I know you're on Red Bull Records. The whole thing is great. All of it. I loved all of it. And then, come on. It's okay. Next generation, it's our turn to pick up the slack. Songs. So you got, it's going to be a level of controversy. I take back my low controversy. You're going to have controversy because it jumps around, all that stuff. But now, let's see, where do I put it? And this is my songs. If you do other songs, it's going to be like a friggin' 3. It's going to be nap time music. But I put it at a 6.4. So kind of like mild-mannered punk energy with a 9. So it's extremely catchy. So you get kind of like a punky, poppy, rocky thing. Shocker. Cracking my back. Ow. That hurt again. I cracked it again. Anyways, I think you're probably going to agree or disagree. I don't know. I don't freaking know the video now. Thanks for watching. Ooh, next video is Spoon. Am I really going to stay up? Do I want to go to bed? No. I just need to blow my nose. What do I even want to do? What do I even feel like doing? I don't feel like doing anything. I feel like doing nothing. I feel like doing nothing all day. I didn't start recording till later. If I would have started earlier. I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to be tired tomorrow anyways. I might as well be proud of myself for doing what I said I was going to do. Yeah, anyways. Albert, please make more albums like Francis Trouble. Albert, please. Albert, please. Now, if you're Latino watching this, hit me up, okay? Outside of that, I'll talk to you guys later. I'll see you tomorrow in the next video. If you're binging all these, good on you. You're a good person. This is like when I came up on the come up. I'm 22 right now as of filming. So like, if you're watching this when I'm like 28, that's pretty funny. And I've got like 1 million subscribers on YouTube and I'm really famous. And like #1 albums are going to be like, wow, He called his shot. It's like, 'cause I care about rock. I care about music. I care about. And you're seeing this at 22. You're like, he's not a platinum artist right now. You're like, yeah, because you're watching it now, and I'm making videos to get distribution built up before I release the show and the ecosystem. Latinas. Anyways, you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Mr. Grinch. Give you the Grinch right now. Okay, I'll stop that. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Next one is Spoon. That's the way we get by the way. That's the way we get by. Oh, like, comment, subscribe, and Latinas, hit me up. Anyways, bye.
Let me